He got knocked cold by Anthony Joshua, and he beat a kind of a forgettable heavyweight. And I think that pay-per-view did like 10,000 buys. Did not do well. Did Francis make a mistake leaving the UFC?
Well, you'd have to define what mistake is, right? Because for his pockets, he did not make a mistake, right? Fighting Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, win or loss, he made a lot of fucking money that he was not going to make in the UFC. Legacy wise, like you said, he's already forgotten in terms of the heavyweight division in MMA. So legacy wise, I think it damaged his legacy tremendously. Had he won those boxing matches, that would have obviously helped his legacy a shit ton, right? Um, like for instance, after he fought Tyson Fury the first time, and I think a lot of us believe that he won. I think it was, pretty close and debatable, but I would argue that he probably won. I don't think anybody was arguing that it was a bad move at that point, right? It's after he lost, and now the UFC's like, whatever, bro, do your thing. Now everybody's asking if it was a mistake. But he made more money in those two matches than he could have made fighting in the UFC for the next 10 years. So, was it a mistake on that part? No, but his legacy is going to suffer. Like he's not going to be in the talks of greatest heavyweight ever, period. And again, losing those two boxing matches was probably the worst thing that could have happened for him, right? Because, you know, it just humanized him a lot. And, um, you know, financially, again, it lined his pockets. He did great. And that's, like you said, ultimately, that's what this is. It's what's prize fighting. He got the biggest prize. So who are we to say that he made a mistake? Um, so it depends, again, depends on what you care about. Businessman is a business side of it, and he's like, his opposition to that is going to be like, okay, well, this fight brought in, just arbitrary numbers, say $100 million, and I'm getting three of that, and the UFC's getting 97 of it, whereas in boxing, I'm getting 50 of it, and they're getting 50 of it. He's going to be like, why am I selling myself short here? Regardless of whether I need 50 or whether three, make me happy for the rest of my life, you feel like you're being more of a being used a little bit, and I think that was honestly probably a bigger role in it than him actually just needing that much money and him feeling like he's a cog in the wheel versus being a wheel or just being used for something.